Do they exist? Do they have real existence? If they do, where do they exist, or what are they? If they don't have real existence, then why are they objectively true in all places and all times? Why aren't there different laws of logic for different cultures? What are the laws of logic? Because they are, no matter what they are, they're not testable by empirical methods. If they're not testable by empiricism, what are they? Tell me what the laws of logic are. Isn't it like x equals x and x is never not x and predicate logic? No, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. And mathematics are built on the same ideas. Precisely that. You're nailing it, Republic of Tryhards. Now, what are they? I'm not asking you to define them for me. You're nailing them. Those exactly are the laws of logic. But I mean, like, what are they? If they can't be tasted, touched, sensed, felt, etc., do they exist? Do they have real existence? If they do, where do they exist, or what are they? If they don't have real existence, then why are they objectively true in all places and all times? Why aren't there different laws of logic for different cultures? If they're just human conventions that we use to communicate to each other, if they're just conventions that we made up, similar to languages. A lot of people have said, oh, they're like languages. Well, we make up languages, and they're changeable, malleable. But the laws of logic aren't. Mathematics aren't. They're not changeable. They're not malleable. They're consistent. They're true, independent of us. Even if every human being on the earth was destroyed, the laws of logic would be true. So where did they come from? What are they? Okay. Perfect. So you said they're man-made concepts. So here's my next challenge. If they're man-made concepts, destroy every human being on the face of the earth. Kill them all instantly. If you eliminated every human being on the face of the earth, if you eliminated them all, would the laws of logic still be true? If you could snap your fingers and every human being were deleted, would the laws of logic still be true? Would 2 plus 2 still equal 4 if there were no human beings in existence? It would be true, but only from the sense of a human being, because our senses don't perceive everything, so we can't say always true if human beings are absent, not sure. I see what you're getting at, but what I would suggest to you is what you're trying to say is that, well, if nobody is there to discern their trueness or their falsehood, then nobody would be there to tell whether or not they were true. But this kind of goes to the idea of if a tree falls in the forest and nobody is around to hear it, does it make a sound, right? And I would say that all of us would say, yes, it does. If a tree falls in the forest and nobody is around to hear it, it still makes a sound, right? It still crashes to the ground, just nobody was there to hear it. I think the same is true with the laws of logic or mathematics. Even if no one is there to discern them, they still happen to be true. Now, here's my point. They can't be man-made concepts if they're still true when no men exist. You see what I mean? Contention, or my assertion, is that laws of logic and mathematics are always true, just like it's always true that a tree that falls in the forest makes a sound even if there's no one there to hear it or discern it. That's my assertion. Do you think the laws of logic and mathematics are objective in that sense? Tryhard says I agree. Okay. That means, therefore, they can't be man-made concepts, okay? They can't be man-made concepts if they're true even if no men exist. You see what I mean, Republic of Tryhards? So, if the laws of logic and mathematics are not man-made concepts, then what are they? Again, they can't be discerned using empiricism, and we're pointing out the fact that they're not man-made. Then what are they? Very, very good. Aflin said, man did not make them, we've described them. I actually agree with that, Aflin. Man did not make them. We've described them. We've discovered them. It's like we've found them like a treasure. You know what I mean? We've searched out the world as it exists, and we have found these laws of logic, observations of how the universe works. But you can't observe the laws of logic. You can't actually observe the laws of logic. They're not observable. The laws of logic are transphysical. They're not in the physical realm or sphere. They're a metaphysic. What I'm getting at is you believe and agree with the laws of logic and mathematics, but you can't give an account for them. Your belief in the laws of logic and mathematics float in the sky without a foundation, just like your belief in induction floats in the sky without a foundation. You see what I'm getting at? And I'm not telling you you're wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that these are faith assumptions that you just are making. You are assuming that induction works, and that's how we do science. You are assuming that laws of logic exist and that they're universal absolutes that apply to everyone. They're true even if no human beings exist, and yet you can't give an account for them. You're not sure how or why they got there, right? And again, Christians have an account for the laws of logic. Republic of Tryhard says, true, I wouldn't know how to answer that. It's like a truth of the universe that humans figured out, but if we weren't around to discover it, then it would just be a feature to be discovered by a thinking creature. Exactly, but here's my point. They're not man-made then, because we're just discovering them. You see what I mean? You're nailing it. You're nailing it. And so you recognize they exist. You recognize they work. You recognize the universe is based upon mathematics, but you can't give an account for why it's there. So let me go back again to the Christian account. God has an orderly mind. He created the universe in an orderly and law-like fashion, and laws of logic come from the mind of God. They reflect his characteristics and his attributes. He has built the universe and instantiated the world with mathematics and logic that makes sense independent of us. If you killed every human being on the face of the earth, laws of logic and mathematics still exist because they reflect and are an accurate representation of the characteristics and mind of God. Now, I know you don't believe that, but again, note how my beliefs don't float in midair. They're grounded upon something. I believe in induction because of God. I believe in the laws of logic and mathematics because of God. And I'm not criticizing you. I'm not even saying that I'm right. But my beliefs don't float. They're grounded on something. Republic of Tryhard says, true, your beliefs ground the shakiness that I would have to deal with. You're crushing it. You're crushing it. Hey guys, Pastor Tanner here. I hope you liked that video, and if you did, would you please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons? It helps us very much. In addition, we've got 2 links down in our description below to both our Twitch and our Discord if you're interested in getting more involved in our community. We'd love to see you there. Take care. God bless. Bye now.